All right, with Great Falls coach Alex Thayer, his team just advanced to the Upper State Championship game with a 70-68 win over Denmark Olar. Coach, by no means is either team that just stepped off that floor a one-man show, but there were times it sure felt like Coleman versus Young. That's two fantastic big men that both played their hearts out tonight.
Man, listen, Brashard Young and Tydreus Coleman, both All-State, as well as Deuce Fair and Aiden Fair. You got four guys All-State. And it's just in key moments. I tell our guys, they love to score, but I say, find ways to impact the game. So many ways to impact it. So that's what, they do. At times, you got two thoroughbreds like Coleman, 6'7", and then you have Brashard Young, 6'6", that's just got to refuse to lose attitude. So great seniors. It's been a tremendous watching both play over the last 4 years. So I'm thankful we have Tydreus Coleman on our squad so we can see another day and prepare for Christ Church.
You mentioned some of your seniors and the way that they played tonight. Had a couple of young guys step up too. Hood could not have made any more big shots than he did at the times you needed them most.
Gavin Hood, 14-year-old freshman. Who would have thought at one of our biggest games of the year that he would step up like he can. He's a gym rat. He's been waiting for this opportunity. Kind of bounced back and forth between JV and varsity, played all year. And with him, my thing was I had to tell him, be ready for your moment. That's something we say a lot around here. Be ready for your moment. And tonight, he was definitely ready. He came in huge, gave us a huge 17 points. Proud of him. He took advantage of the opportunities and the mismatches that we had and was able to finish, make the correct passes, hit key free throws down the stretch. So I'm proud of that young pup. He's growing up right before our eyes.
Deuce tonight. Mm-hmm. If you look at his stat line, it may not be what he is accustomed to, but I thought he did a really good job running the offense for the most part tonight.
And he did. He kind of got a little down on himself. When you have a player like Deuce Fair, man, I have to tell him sometimes don't get in your own way. He's probably his own biggest critic. So he know what he's capable of playing. But I told him, I said, boy, son, it's going to be days like this. I said, and I'll be lying to you if I told you that I haven't had bad games at key moments. But he turned, to sit him down and then watch him become Gavin's biggest fan, and then in the third quarter, he had a stretch to about 2 minutes to where he kind of got going, got a couple buckets, had some nice assists. So he got going a little bit, but then he just kind of got stagnant. So at times, he had to impact the game from the side, and he was still big with his leadership, and so he's going to be huge for us on Saturday.
I thought one thing that was pretty interesting. This was a game of runs. You ran your lead up to 12 points. Mm-hmm. They cut it down to 2. One time you ran it up to 8. Then they came back and went up 3. In the midst of most of their runs, you rarely called timeouts. I mean, most coaches would jump in and want to maybe manage things or maybe overmanage things at that point. Are you just a proponent of just these guys know what they're supposed to do? I do the coaching during the week.
I tell them all the time, practice time belongs to me. Game time is theirs. I trust my seniors. I looked at Tydreus, Dre Coleman, and like coach, we got it. I had my assistant coach, I think we need one. So I was just trying to be just real, kind of methodical with how I use my timeouts. I knew that, basketball is a game of runs, like you said it. And then playing in this game, this caliber team, they were going to make runs. Again, you don't win Region 4, in that region with North and Calhoun County, without being battle tested. So, again, like you say, we knew they was going to throw a punch, but I like how we responded through the last punch and how we finished the game.
What adjustments did you make, if any, at halftime? There were a couple of times, and again, it's just a product of the kind of defense both teams play. The offense looked a little ragged for you and Denmark, but when you came out in the second, things looked a little more crisp. You were forcing a few more turnovers, getting much easier looks.
I knew a couple of their key players had 3 fouls, so we wanted to kind of be more aggressive offensively. We talked about it. Had to take care of the basketball. I thought we had some careless turnovers early on, and I knew if we kind of got to our spots offensively, that we could break their defense down at times and get quality shots. We try to pride ourselves on getting quality shots. You know, I tell my guards, penetrate when we get down here, make plays for great fall. Whether it's a drop off to a big, a kick to one of our guards, or maybe a shot for yourself. So we had stretches to where we really looked good doing that, and then we had times to where we kind of got away from it, and they made runs and got out into their transition. They're very good in transition, and that kind of gets them going. So, but you know, we responded. Like I say, Gavin Hood came in. Thayer called me, hit some free throws. We just got big play. I told them guys, it becomes a time to where we got to make championship plays, and loose balls, getting stops, getting key rebounds, 1-on-1, stepping to the line and hitting free throws. It was huge for us tonight. It was a tremendous team effort from everybody in white tonight.